Hey, what's up, cousins? Welcome back to Tommy Bites TV. So happy new year to you. I hope that you had a great new year. I hope that your year to come is better than last year, that you achieve all of the goals that you set forth. I don't do New Year's resolutions anymore. I've been stopped doing that because I feel like those are things that we just need to be doing on a daily basis as much as we possibly can. Now, should you write down things that you want to get done? Yes, definitely do that and check them off as you go, but don't feel bad if you don't complete them all. Remember, it's not how much you're getting done, it's how well you are doing it. So you can race and get things done and not be doing them perfect, or not be doing them to your standards or even what God wanted you to do. So make sure you take your time and get things done accordingly. I pray for strength to get through those things that we have to get done. We're still renovating, we're still doing all those things. And I do pray for more strength and more faith and more obedience in listening to the Word of God, and actually listening to the Word of God even more so today than any other day, because in the times that we're living in, we're definitely going to need to get our mind, body, and souls together. 2024. Before we do jump into it though, let's take care of a little bit of business, because this does help this channel get out to more people who don't know about Tommy Bites TV and what is happening out here. So please hit that like button, share the video out, leave comments. If this is a premiere, also when the video pops back up, come back and leave some comments. That does help the channel. Also, it shows your engagement to what I am bringing you, and that you do want other people to know what's happening. No one should live in fear. We should all live in preparedness. And I feel like if you have that little bit of knowledge of knowing exactly what's happening that they're not telling you, then you stand a better chance of surviving whatever happens, minus a nuclear attack. Okay, so it says that this year was a rough one for more major retailers. 80% surge in the store closures in 2023 from the year before, 2022. 600 stores that have shut down. They all didn't close for the same reason. A lot of them have different reasons. Some of it was bankruptcy of major retail chains, to some operators closing underperforming locations. And this is not just grocery stores. This is not just clothing stores and things like that. Banks have also been shutting stores. In some cases, retailers blame the rising theft on a lot of the, closing of these stores. And we see what happened in San Francisco. It is starting to look like a ghost town.
There's concern that San Francisco could turn into a so-called zombie city, with its downtown hollowed out by a fentanyl epidemic, pervasive homelessness, and fleeing retailers. And you just mentioned that last significant hit. The biggest mall in the city, right in downtown, is leaving.
This morning, a San Francisco mall at the epicenter of a growing real estate dead zone in a major American city. Battling rising crime, soaring real estate prices, and a homelessness crisis, the city dealt its latest blow this week. Westfield, which owns the city's largest mall, stopped paying its $500 million mortgage and is surrendering the property to lenders. The company citing dramatically decreased occupancy down to approximately 55%. Including already announced closures of tenants such as Nordstrom, Banana Republic, and others. Also giving up on downtown, hundreds of other companies, including Gap and Whole Foods.
Union Square used to be the beating heart of San Francisco, but a recent survey found that since 2019, nearly 50% of all the stores here have left. Now it's empty storefront after empty storefront after empty storefront.
The last time I was here was 2019. So it was great back then. Now I was like, I'm scared. I was thinking to switch my hotel.
In the first quarter of the year, the city saw a 16% rise in robberies and a 41% spike in fentanyl deaths over the same period in 2022.
You're seeing it all over right now. Companies are leaving the city. Is San Francisco dangerous?
It's not just San Francisco. Other West Coast cities, including Portland, Seattle, and Los Angeles, also suffering from a similar trend of downtown decay.
The mayor noting that several metrics of crime are actually flat or down, but it is worth mentioning that we are not at Union Square or the Westfield Mall this morning because we have been advised it is simply too dangerous to be there at this hour.
Thousands of people have lost their jobs throughout the United States. And not to harp on Border Patrol, but Border Patrol is out of control. Okay? They need to get that under control. We are always so ready to go to another country and aid them, assist them in handling their business, but we're not handling ours here in the United States. We are not protecting our citizens the best we possibly can, especially having open borders. Okay, I'm all for people having a better life. That is not the situation. What I'm saying is there are bad actors among good. Okay, so but let me get off of that. It says, against the backdrop of the closures are several trends weighing on some brick and mortar businesses. And y'all feel free throughout the video to comment about the things that I'm talking about. It says, Americans continue to shift to online shopping. And that's out of convenience. A lot of people do it, but that online shopping that you're doing is convenient for you. In the end, it won't be convenient for the employees who are working because they're going to lose their jobs. Ever since 2020 happened, companies have been seeing that, hey, I can have less workers, we can have more profit, even though in the end it's biting them because of all the theft that's happening in self-checkout and whatnot, and everything being on the lock and key. Like I heard a little child ask their parent, because obviously they're paying attention. They was like, well, why is this locked up right here? And dad was trying to explain it to them. So even kids are noticing that, hey, a lot of things are under lock and key. You don't have access to them readily. You have to wait for a sales associate, and that may take some time because why? They don't have a lot of them. I do have a list of all of the stores that have closed and are still in the process of shutting down locations that they said they were going to shut down prior to the end of the year. So they're saying that even though it's a lot of doom and gloom when it comes to us losing these stores, the 4,600 that we have lost, and we're continuing to lose more every single day, they have opened up a lot of other shops. Like over 5,000 stores have opened up, and some have opened up in stores that have closed down, like Bed Bath & Beyond. Other companies come in, they take over, and they do whatever. Some companies have gone away permanently. Some companies have been revamped. But all in all, you're still losing employees. People are still going without. People are still struggling, and not just people who have lost their jobs. There are people who are struggling who have a job. There are 2-income households out here who are still struggling to pay rent, to pay mortgage, to pay lights, to pay cars, to pay health insurance, all of those things. But we continue to give free health care to migrants. But here in the United States, American citizens can't afford health insurance. One store who has been taking over other stores that have been closing is Burlington. I guess it's Burlington Stores, not Burlington Coat Factory anymore. But Burlington Stores have been taking over Bed Bath & Beyond locations, at least 40 of them so far. And Bed Bath & Beyond, even though they did go away and close those stores, you can still find Bed Bath & Beyond on Overstock.com. And I even saw somebody do a video, a Dollar Tree haul or something. And Dollar Tree now has a lot of Bed Bath & Beyond items as well. So there's a deal there to be had. So going over the spike in these store closures that I was talking about earlier, Bed Bath & Beyond has closed 866 locations. Tuesday morning has closed 463 locations. Rite Aid has closed 335 locations. Yes, pharmacies are shutting down as well. CVS Health has closed 300 locations. 7-Eleven 184 locations. Walgreens Boots Alliance has closed 172 locations. Foot Locker has closed 116. The Children's Place has closed 107. Family Dollar has even closed 102 locations. David's Bridal has closed 98. Christmas Tree Shops closed 82. Dollar General has closed 74. Dollar Tree has closed 59. Bath and Body Works has even closed 51 locations. Office Depot has closed 42 locations. Save-A-Lot has closed 42 locations. Shoe City has closed 39 locations. Sally Beauty has closed 38 locations. Barnes & Nobles has closed 34 locations. Gap has closed 31. Party City 31. Aldi 30 stores. Aldi has closed. Best Buy has closed 27. TJX, which is the head brand of TJ Maxx, has closed 27 locations. In 2022, Rite Aid closed 158 of their stores. Well, in 2023, they closed 335. So they are closing more than they did in previous years. In October, they had plans to close more, about 2,100 pharmacies in the face of falling sales and opioid related lawsuits. Nearly 100 of this year's closures involved David's Bridal, the wedding gown retailer filed for bankruptcy. You know, Bed Bath & Beyond filed for bankruptcy. A lot of these places have filed for bankruptcy. Some Dollar Tree chains also closed hundreds of stores closed in 2023 of the Dollar Tree and the Family Dollar. Dollar General closed 74 locations. So it's a lot of stores that are disappearing. Although they still have stores located in certain areas, is leaving a food desert for many areas when you see these grocery stores go away and nothing comes back. Same thing with your banks that are disappearing, even though you still have some branches where you can walk in, but you may have to travel a longer distance to get to them. Grocery stores, banks, etc. This is leaving a desert wherever you go. This all started with Walmart closing 154 stores just 2 years ago. And then now they've closed way more than that. Hundreds more have shut down. We're seeing prices increase from 2020 up until now. And the goal is to get that down, but that's not going down. The only thing that's going down is the things you can't eat, like electronics, etc. Food, on the other hand, is not. So I encourage you to start a garden. I encourage you to buy seeds, even if you're not growing right now. Down the road, you don't know, you might need that seed. That seed could produce a multitude of food for your family. Practice now in growing. So that way, when you're in that desperate situation and you have to grow, and you have to grow to eat, you know, if you don't work, you don't eat, period. So practice now, make your mistakes. That way, when it's time for you to actually grow and you can do it, you know what you're doing. So the projection for 2024, this is not just me saying it. This is a lot of people saying it. And I'm reading it here, and they're saying what I've been saying all year long. 2024 is going to get even worse. And I know we say this all the time. When I say we, I mean people who are trying to let you know exactly what is happening. But this is going to get worse because there's something coming out February 1st. I've told you about that over and over again. I'm going to keep telling you because I want you to not go without, okay? I don't know if this or how this is going to affect us, but when those ships stop coming through the Panama Canal, when they drop down to 18 come February 1st from 36, they were 44, then they dropped to 36, now they're dropping to 18. What happens if they drop even lower? How will that affect us? We don't know that. It could affect us like it did before, where we had the demand, but we didn't have the supply. Okay, here's what is closing in 2024. It says, as for next year, U.S. retailers have so far announced 580 store closures, with the shutterings led by CVS Health and Walgreens. We are losing pharmacies. We're losing the ability to have access to medication without having to go a long distance, and not everyone has a vehicle. These stores are competing with each other. Everybody needs this business to stay alive. And pharmacies are no different. It says that pharmacy chains have been struggling in facing lower reimbursement rates and competition from Amazon and Walmart, while dollar stores have fared better as inflation-weary customers seek discounts. They're still closing stores. I just told you of the ones that they have already closed, and some of them haven't even closed yet, but they will be closing. So no one is exempt. And just because you have a job today doesn't mean you'll have a job tomorrow. There are people who have lost their jobs who worked in fulfillment centers at Amazon, fulfillment centers in Walmart, and etc. Car dealerships closing. Steel companies being bought out or selling themselves to Japan because they cannot hang on. Y'all, we are in crisis state, and we're going to have to figure out how we can cut back on a lot of things. And my whole thing is what I was saying on my other channel, Tommy Bites Life, is that I want to focus more on doing a lot of scratch cooking, cooking from home, because it costs so much to eat out. Encouraging my son to not eat out as much while he's in college, and to learn to cook a little bit more in his apartment and save money that way, because he feeding himself. And when you have a girlfriend, guess what? You're feeding them too. And he doesn't have a job right now, so guess who's doing that? Me and his dad. So we're encouraging him to do a lot more cooking also at home. Find some easy recipes, y'all, and just get started. So I hope this was helpful and useful. Let me know down in the comments what you think about the video, what you think about what I was talking about, the stores closing, and learning to cook more and learning more skills, because believe it or not, cooking is a skill, and it does not come easy or natural for a lot of people, and that's me included. So I love a good recipe. I will follow that recipe until I figure out how I can do it on my own without that recipe, or just tweak it to make it my own or whatever. But whatever helps, helps, okay? If you have the space, think about raising some chickens for eggs, or chicken for meat, or rabbits for meat, or just selling just to make extra money. Whatever it is you can do to help your family in these trying times, do that. And stock up your food and medications, and definitely your water. We see water having issues, whether it's drought or these train accidents that have been happening constantly, and chemicals leaking into the water, and then people being affected by that, animals being affected by that. We just never know when something's going to hit. That's why it's called an emergency. So let's get that emergency prep up. You can go to Red Cross, this other site, I'll try to link it in the description, where you can find out what it is you need to be stocking up on, and try to double up on it if you can. If you find a discount, buy one, get one free, buy three, get one free, whatever it is. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video. I love you, but God loves you more. He created only one you. Please be the best you that you could be. And when you are, go out and spread God's love, because all we need is love. See you in the next video.
Life is a winding road, no telling where it goes. Driving through days and nights, won't stop for traffic lights. And I really wanna know, if I will ever figure out where the road goes. Even if I'm falling down, I will keep on searching for my highs. You can say I lost my mind, I will keep on holding my head high, even if the sky is falling down. Jumping from cliffs so high, trusting our wings to fly. Sometimes we're crashing down, but we get up and start from the ground. And I really wanna know, if I'll ever figure out where the road goes. Even if I'm falling down, I will keep on searching for my highs. You can say I lost my mind, I will keep on holding my head high. Even if the sky is falling down,